Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to my listeners. After a few days of procrastination, I finally finished this one off. And I just want to thank those people who listened to my fanfic featuring Kay. Don't worry, part two of that is coming right after this one. And to remind you guys that this is a passion project, so it might take some time. Um, Word of caution, my pronunciations were rough since English is not my first language. Enjoy the reading. Winter Night by Reading in Silence. As the cold winter night goes on, you're preparing to close up your bakery for the night when suddenly the distinct jingle of the door chime to your shop door sounds, and in come a girl you expect every Thursday. Hello, Mika says, her carefree spirit already apparent as always. Mika, I wasn't expecting you today, you said, still caught off guard from her sudden appearance. He never comes to your shop on Tuesdays. It was always Thursdays, you thought. How are you tonight? She asked while approaching the display where your shop's bread and pastries were basking in the warm fluorescent light. I'm well, but I ran out of Karelian pasty. I always reserve some for you, but it is Christmas Eve, you say while feeling a little down since you can serve her favorite pastry. It's okay, Mika says, noticing your disappointment and reassures you. I was simply drifted here by the wind. She says while still looking at the displayed bread and pastry. If you don't mind the wait, I can put some Karelian pasty into the oven. You say while you turn your back to put the unbaked Karelian pasty into the oven. So what brings you here? Just visit Aki? You asked. But when you turn to face her again, you find your keychain that was on the counter missing. Did you see a keychain, Mika? I'm sure I left it on the counter. You say while looking around for it. Maybe the wind took it, she replied while putting something into her back pocket. You spent some time trying to find it, but gave up after a while and started conversing with Mika. You both talk about multiple topics, ranging from her Sala Laki hat and about her cantel. And when the Korean pastry was baked, you took your oven mitts and took out the freshly baked pastry while Mika plays with her cantel, playing a song you've grown to like. She always played it every time the conversation dies down. You put the freshly baked pastry into a paper bag and handed it to her. As she tries to pay, you stop her. No need. Your company is payment enough, you say while having a soft smile on your face. Are you sure? She asked. Yeah, I've made quite a lot today so I can spare it, you reassured her, and she's more than thankful. You converse with her a little more before you notice the time. You're going to miss the last train, he said worriedly, but Mika doesn't seem to be alarmed. The wind will guide me, she says in her carefree voice. You spent some time trying to think of ways she could go home, but you can't think of anything. You can stay here for the night, if you don't mind, she says, proposing that she stays. I don't want anything happening to you at this hour, you say, and you see her pause for a moment as he considers your proposition. I would like that, she responds, but pauses for a little. Are you sure? She asked silently, hoping that she wouldn't be a bother. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't want anything happening to people I've grown familiar with. Her face relaxes as you assured her. You move to let her in, but she hesitates a little before entering the space where you are. The stairs to the left. I'll be with you in a moment. You have to close up the shop. As you close up to the shop, she headed up to the living space you have on the second floor of your bakery. After a while, you headed up the stairs and found Mika taking a gander around your room. Feeling cozy? You asked while shutting the sliding door behind you. Yes, very cozy, in fact, she says as you find that she's already made herself at home. Her scarf and cantel already rested on the coffee table. Well, I see that you made yourself at home. You're glad that she seems to have taken a liking to the space you called home, even though it was small. Both of you talked about each of your days and how your home is full of Christmas decorations, complete with a tree, ornaments, and a mistletoe. You're going with a full Christmas vibe, I take it? Yeah, I was. But before you could finish your sentence, the power cuts, and as you look out your window, the previous slow snowfall has become a snowstorm. That's just great, you muttered to yourself as Mika watches you stress. The storm has decided to borrow our warmth. She comforts. Do you have blankets? Maybe a portable heater? She asked, thinking of ways to be warm since the district heaters won't work without power. I I do, he replies, while moving to where he keeps the heaters. It takes some time for the both of you to set up where the both of you are going to sleep. After a while, the both of you finish setting up the bed, and a while later, she finds you somewhat shivering. People are like campfires. Alone, they fade a little faster, she says while patting the space beside her. Come here. Her tone is surprisingly soft and warm. Are you sure? You ask, making sure that she's comfortable. Sharing warmth wastes less energy than pretending we're comfortable. And after hesitating for a while, you shift to her side of the bed, snuggling up to her. A quiet moment passed before conversing with you a bit. If you're worried I'll make it awkward, don't be. We'll simply wait for the power to remember its way home.